Recording in progress. Hare Krishna, Hare Prabhu Nitai Gauranga, 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 Gaura Hari. Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jai Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari. Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari. Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Ram Ram Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Hari, Hari.
So small gathering today. It's a rainy day.
People will still
People come.
people will come. It's
We
kind
can-
of a weekday, so
we can wait.
Everybody's gonna come here and there.
Okay.
Prasadam time.
They're not yet eager.
Prabhuji, you do Anand Kirtan.
Ananda Kirtan.
Anand Kirtan, like
Ecstatic.
yeah, kind of.
Ananda. I understand.
Yeah, like happy mode. You know, like yeah, you awaken the happiness.
It's important to purify our existence, purify our home, purify our consciousness, purify our environment by the loud chanting. Silent chanting is good, but the loud chanting is that's actually really powerful.
He's feverish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we decided Kirtan. The same night he started fever.
Oh, no.
And yesterday he was super cranky. Yesterday, today, and I was like, you know what, anyway, we are doing Kirtan, that's it. I think it's a test for us, whether we're gonna do it or not.
Delirious,
Yeah.
not himself.
Yeah.
I have a
You
son.
can see his eyes, they're a little
I have a
powerful.
son when he gets feverish,
Yeah.
he talks like
Yeah. Same thing.
yeah, like
Same thing.
yeah,
Here and there, everywhere.
Yeah, he.
now he's talking strange things.
Yeah.
He's not himself.
Yeah,
Delirious.
his eyes are speaking that he's not.
Yeah, I can tell.
So
Big responsibility being a parent.
true. That's true.
You can imagine how great a responsibility to be a spiritual teacher, spiritual master. Greatest responsibility, because it's not just you have to praise your disciples, and pay their college tuition, etc. But much more than that. In fact, if your disciple doesn't complete his journey, his self-realization is not completed, then spiritual master has to come back next life and again help him to come back. So it's not an easy task. How do you know when? I mean, maybe Krishna's arrangement, the disciples appear in the same place, but maybe some disciples will commit great offenses. They have to take birth, lower life forms due to the severity of their offenses. Spiritual master has to come back many lives after, and it's a very big responsibility. We feel a little bit when we are parents, what's it like? And it's just a good thing to be a parent. You become you learn how to love different levels, right?
We cry to a different level, we love to a different level.
It's because now you
So true.
game over for you.
So true.
Come here, later.
There's no time for yourself
Come here, later.
anymore. No free time whatsoever.
When me and my husband, we said, sometime we talk, how life used to be. I often tell him, how
Yes,
life
yes.
used to be with Kirsch. We used to fit in on a love seat, just two of us. And we had sofa like a 3-seater. It was untouched until 7 months. Nobody even touched that sofa because love, we just used to fit in love seat, me and my husband. And we were half of this size, so easily accommodated in the love seat. And at the same point, when we think like, oh my God, now we don't get that time. But when they fell sick, like just now, how he is sick right now, he's not touching toys. So I don't like it. Toys are not outside. I'm not liking the environment today. I'm not liking. It's not. My house doesn't look like alive. So when they are spilled all over, I'm like, clean up. Come on, you are making a mess everywhere. And when they are not playing, I feel like no, I don't feel like alive anymore. So it's like both the ways.
So anyway, yeah, it is a very great responsibility. So Prabhupada said the love of a mother to her child is the closest to love of Godhead. Krishna Prema. It's not the same. Very far from being the same, but at the same time, it's the closest it comes to. You can have to compare anything. Because a mother loves a child selflessly. She can die for her son. Anything happens to her son, it's the end of the world. So the living entity thinks the same of Krishna, even not same, actually much greater level. But that's the closest comparison we can have. Love of a mother for her child. Especially a boy, right?
Both.
Mother, yeah, of course.
Both.
Daddy's like girls and mama's like boys.
Both.
Yeah, but
I would still say both.
of course. So, like I said, this Maha Mantra is very powerful. We're going to chant it together and loudly. You purify the prayer? Wow. He's louder than me, sure.
He's like, so he's telling us we were doing kirtan now, everybody when we are talking, so he's like,
I'm doing kirtan. This is also kirtan. We talk about this. Where was I? Loud chanting, I don't know the name. And I was just reading, I want to read something interesting. That
I just want to go downstairs and play in the basement. That's better. He can also do. And we can learn something, right? Let's
Amira, take him downstairs. Go open the
go
door.
downstairs. You can take it.
Go, Krish, go in the basement.
Play
Go,
Moana.
go with baby.
He will also.
Go with baby. Amira,
Downstairs.
open the
He
door.
likes Moana. Play Moana. Downstairs.
Go to the basement. Go, Amira, open the door.
we call you back for kirtan, okay?
Okay.
Yes.
We will call you back for
We'll
kirtan.
call you back for Twitter. Okay. Take your brother as well along with you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you for your service.
Go in the basement, go downstairs.
She's very sweet. Very sweet. I had severe shoulder pain. I have some back issue. She was doing my massage. She take care of like us like each and every single moment. And her principal personally called me and said he has never seen a kindest girl like Amara in his entire life. I'm like, sir, did she do something wrong today? I'm like, no, I'm calling because I felt like I have to call you personally.
Yes.
He was so impressed that he says his kindest girl. It's hard for me to believe how can such kindness can exist in this world. And sometimes she's over kind.
It's
So
rare nowadays. It's rare.
yeah.
Rare nowadays. So that's why we are here in your home. We have people, pious people here, so then they're the ones who can chant the mantra, not just anybody.
We are blessed to have you come over our home, and we are
Understood.
blessed that we all are singing Hare Krishna. It's like it's not like I invited you. I think they chose to come today to my place. It's not me. It's not us.
They have their own ways.
Yeah, that day when he called me, I was just done with the kirtan at my home evening aarti, and he called me and I was like, and Utkarsh, and the very spontaneous answer from Utkarsh was like, I think like God himself is inviting us. So I'm like, yes, let's do it then. Forget about it. And I within 2 minutes I called him back and I'm like, let's do it.
Krishna is in your heart as Paramatma. When you're ready, he will make arrangements. One devotee was Parikesh Swami, was Swami. He said he met Prabhupada at I think it was Long Island University. I'm not sure. He was a student there. And he says Prabhupada was giving a lecture there. So he walked through that area of the campus and he went inside the building, but he didn't get to that hall where Prabhupada was giving a lecture. But he knew there was an Indian Swami called Bhagavada-Gita Swami. He's giving a lecture there and the Hare Krishnas are here. But he didn't see him, didn't go inside, and he didn't become a devotee at that time. And it took him like a couple more years before he met the devotees and actually became a devotee himself. And later he told Prabhupada the story that I was right in the next door when you were giving a lecture. And how come Krishna didn't help me to go next, inspire me to go inside, Prabhupada simply said, you were not ready. You're not ready. So, Krishna, there's different names of in Narasimha Dvadasa Nam Stotram. It's a very powerful mantra, 12 names of Narasimha. The last one is called Tarun Astada. This is the one who comes at the right time. Narasimha, you know the Leela Narasimhadev, right? So Prahlad was tortured. He was thrown down the cliff. They were trying to poison him. They tried to boil him in a big pot of oil. Threw him in a well full of snakes, poisonous snakes, and threw him in the water. And nothing worked. He was just meditating on Vishnu. And finally, when his own father, Hiranyakashipu, the king of the demons, he wanted to kill him. And that's when Narasimhadev appeared at the right time, And there's so many stories, devotees are in danger on the street, people taking him, Narasimhadev, something happens, and unexpected and unexplainable, inconceivable miracle, and the danger is gone. And it's, of course, we know it's not inconceivable. It's Krishna, Narasimhadev. He always comes at the right time. So Krishna knows the timing. He knows what's in our heart. He knows what's in my heart, what's in your heart, how fake you are, how real you are, how sincere you are, how truthful you are. And according to that, he makes arrangements for your purification. He sees our, cheating propensity. He knows it's there in the conditioned soul. But Krishna understands that the soul, beyond all these coverings of gross body and subtle body, the mind and intelligence and the ego, the false ego, there's a soul, and the soul is pure. The soul is pure. Yeah, so the soul is pure, and doesn't matter what nasty and psychopathic, evil traits we have, or what sinful activities we have committed, because the soul is pure. This is only misbehaving or in the most abominable ways due to the misconception and the ignorance, identifying with the material body, etc., and engaging in sinful activities. It's only due to that. So Krishna, he sees that, and he can. That's how he's able to forgive. I remember we used to distribute books, and we had to approach people on the street. And how is it possible? Like I was in Scandinavia, Denmark, and Scandinavian countries are Scandinavian countries are quite wealthy, and America is also wealthy, but here also a lot of suffering, a lot of poor people. But Scandinavia socially doing really good, and people have lots of money, etc. And if you try to preach to them that material life is suffering, they just don't understand it, And I used to distribute books, and they go, "Nei tak, no thank you, no thank you." And if somebody would stop, then you explain them what the book is all about, and they proudly and with a smirk on their face, they declare that I am an atheist, and then they're very proud of themselves. And so it's hard to distribute them. And then you would just become frustrated if you think that these people are useless. If you think, if you identify them also with the material coverage and the material ego. But, we have the deeper vision. We can see through all these material layers, deep down there. There is the soul. The soul is pure. The soul doesn't want any of this. The soul decided to, temporarily, is in this situation. He accepted this situation to be separate from Krishna and try to live an independent life. And, it's not really working out for anyone, really. Even if it works out, what happens? You get old, you become sick, you become slow and sluggish, and problems start coming up, then you have to take so many medicines just to keep the body, little fit. And then even the medicines don't work, and there's the medical industry is such a big business. People buy so many things. You take this pill and this natural course and this Ayurvedic treatment, panchakarma, and something, and you will be again 16 years old. But it never happens. Aina Prabhu used to say, health is a myth. It's a lie, basically. The promise of youth, it never comes. It never comes, and by the time you realize that, time is already caught up with you, and you become old. So Krishna, he sees the living entity in its true nature, in its true purity, and he tries to he always relates to us in that way. We talked about yesterday Bhagavada-Gita class, how Krishna, Prabhupada compares Krishna to the Father, who and the living entity as the lost soul or the lost son, who rejects, the parents, because when the children become young, they want to be independent because they want to be grown up, of course, it's a natural tendency. And then they want to get away from the shelter of the parents. I can do it on my own. Very good, everybody, I know in Indian families, the sons are under mothers, in the mother's, phone call. I see in Indian families, the boys are always the mama's boys, the 35, 40, and it's still mama's boys. Maybe not in America, but in India, of course, very, very tight family attachment. You have joint family system, right? Prabhu wanted to buy a house in Vrindavan. I said, no, this is only 1 bedroom, and I can't do it all. My family they come immediately from my relatives. Relatives will come. There's not enough room. So why I don't understand the whole country. How can they just show up and come? I said, well, that's the system. You can't do anything about it, right? So when Srila Prabhupada came to America, came to the West, and he saw that the society was broken. It was a sick society. And the children were leaving their parents, rebelling against the parents. There's no family unit. It's not that after, when you grow up, you become independent. It's fine. You cannot hide, hide behind your mother's skirt forever. You're supposed to become a man. But not to the extent it was in America. And there's so many social problems and suicide and psychological problems, people taking antidepressants and all kind of and why is it? Because they are lacking spiritual knowledge, and they thought that the goal of life is sense gratification, and the promise of youth, the promise of sense gratification led to this very bitter and bleak end. And so, don't believe the hype that the mind will tell you that you're going to be so happy. Some more people coming. Hare Krishna. Some not family. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very well.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. How are you?
Good.
How's business?
Good.
Good. Good to hear. Why don't you sit there on the sofa? It's comfortable.
Okay.
And what is that I wanted to read? That says, this is from the Skanda Purana.
Wow.
Sorry, not it's from the Padma Purana. One of the very important and famous Puranas. It says, unless one is initiated by a bona fide spiritual master in a bona fide, authentic disciplic succession, the mantra he might have received is without any effect. So you can chant the Maha Mantra if you stumble upon it somewhere, but unless you're initiated or received it in a disciplic succession, it will have no effect. So it's interesting because Srila Prabhupada stated something interesting in this regard. He said that what he was talking about, the devotees go out on Harinam Sankirtan on the street and they're chanting the Maha Mantra and people hear it. And Prabhupada said they already initiated into Maha Mantra. Maybe not formally, but they already received it through disciplic succession. Then you're delivering Prabhupada's disciplic succession. Whether we are on the level of Prabhupada or not, that's another thing, another question. Of course we're not.
Descending mercy.
But it is coming, the potency of the Maha Mantra is there because it's coming from disciplic succession. And another place in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the holy name waits for no initiation. You see?
Can you repeat it again?
The holy name waits for no initiation. So this statement is there that unless you receive it in a bona fide spiritual master in a bona fide authentic disciplic succession, the mantra he might have received is without any effect. If you receive it from a Maya body, for example, from an impersonalist who don't believe in God, don't believe in Krishna, only believe in Brahman. In fact, Prabhupada says the impersonalists there, they want to kill Krishna. They want to make Krishna equal with nothing. We want to merge into the Brahman. You become nothing, and Krishna is nothing because there is no Krishna, there's no personality. They just accept the Brahman effulgence as the all in all, the absolute truth. And if we philosophically look at that point, this is an incomplete understanding. Open the water. So this is an incomplete. Impersonal realization, it is not not real. It does exist. It's Krishna's spiritual effulgence of his body and permeates the whole existence. And it is spiritual. You can merge into it, but what's good in that? There's no personal interaction. So anybody in their sane mind don't do that. Only the people who have some frustrated ideas about life. Many people, they approach the impersonal idea due to being frustrated in material relationships. You see? They want to come to spiritual life, you tell them God is a person. They said, oh no, again in a relationship, So it is frustrating, it's disappointing. And so for them, it is much more appealing, right, to have an impersonal feature. But philosophically looking, it is an incomplete understanding. If you say the absolute truth is everything, then he has a personality, and he also is an impersonal feature. That is the complete understanding. And so if we exceed that, just for example, I said we receive it from an impersonalist, then our mantra will have no effect, because they're not accepting Krishna, they're not accepting any disciplic succession in the Brahma Gaudiya or any of the 4 sampradayas, and therefore, but their chanting will have no spiritual effect. It will definitely have some kind of auspicious effect, but not the desired spiritual effect. It says, for this reason, the Lord will reveal the 4 authorized Vaishnava disciplic successions inaugurated by Lord Brahma, and that's our sampradaya. We coming from our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. The Brahma Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, coming from Lord Brahma, who's a disciple of, who knows?
Brahma is disciple of Krishna.
Brahma?
Vishnu.
Yes. Yes. Krishna,
Vishnu.
Vishnu.
And his disciple is?
No.
Vishnu's disciple?
No, Brahma's disciple. Foremost disciple. Narada Muni?
No,
Narada.
Narada.
Yeah.
Narada.
So Narada Muni is our spiritual master. You know, up in the chain of spiritual masters. So the Lord, the 4 disciplic successions inaugurated by Lord Brahma, and Lakshmi Devi, that's the Sri Sampradaya. A lot of the South Indian people, they follow this
Sri Sampradaya.
Sri. Yes.
Yes.
And they usually they follow the worship of
Venkateshwara.
Lakshmi Narasimha, Lakshmi Narayan,
Lakshmi.
Hmm?
Venkateshwara.
not like our Vrindavan, you know.
In
You're
Aishwarya
UP wala. We're
We are.
Madhuryaras.
We are.
No, but we don't let's say categorize people by their geographical birth. You know, we have so many South Indian God brothers. We're wonderful devotees of Lord Chaitanya. So then the next is the Lord Shiva. There's a Rudra Sampradaya, and then the 4 Kumaras. So these are the 4 disciplic successions. Yes.
Sanak, Sanatan, Sananand, Sanakadi.
They're like little babies, little Brahmin babies. Tell her, who are they?
Yeah, they curse to the
No, who are they?
Brahma's son.
Mhm.
4 Kumaras.
Anyway. The message of these 4 sampradayas will be spread from the holy place of Jagannath Puri in Orissa, and thus purify the entire earth during the age of Kali. Anyone accepting initiation outside of these 4 sampradayas is cheating himself and others. Like there's one famous Swamina in Vrindavan, and he's attracting many people. He's long hair, he's tall and handsome. You know, he has shiny silk robes, and he claims to be God. He claims to be Krishna. And Prabhupada says when somebody claims to be God,
He's still there?
yeah, when somebody claims to be God, G-O-D, you should think it's not G-O-D, but D-O-G, is dog. You know, and I hear horrible stories. He's molesting, you know, boys and stuff. He has some what do you call it? Tantra, some power, some Shakti. He can control people, he can get into your mind, if you're a weak person. It happens. And you know, you have to when you follow brahmacharya, when you control your senses, you stay away from drugs, etc., then your mind is always healthy and strong. I remember I used to have been attacked by some creatures at night while I'm sleeping in Vrindavan. They will sit on you and just hold you down, paralyze you. You wake up in your dream, that you're paralyzed, something's holding you, cannot move. And they even paralyze your mind. You cannot even, you want to chant the Maha Mantra to scare them away. But it's not happening. They're so powerful, they cannot even chant. It takes you at least a minute to get the Maha Mantra out of your mouth. And when that happens, they go away. And then I learned that it's a frightening situation. And I learned that if I make my mind very strong and I stand up against them, I come, let's do it, Then they go away, because they can only enter your mind if you're weak, This is anyone accepting initiation outside these four sampradayas is cheating himself and others. Any self-proclaimed guru outside these four sampradayas is also not bona fide and also cheating himself and others. So this so-called Guruji, when I asked him which sampradaya, one of the disciples, which sampradaya are you guys from? And she didn't know what a sampradaya was in the first place. And they called somebody else, and he couldn't tell us, and I could understand they have no idea. And there are a lot of Westerners, and it's an Indian man, actually, Indian Swami. And I could see how bogus they are, because first I wanted to find out if I make any judgments. Their motto is just love, summarizing their philosophy. Just love, basically means no philosophy. Just love, and people fall for it. Sentimental people, they fall for it.
Yeah.
That's why Srila Prabhupada said that religion without philosophy is sentiment. And religion without faith or sentiment is mental speculation. So both have to be there. You have to have strong faith and have to be philosophically sound and understand this philosophy. This Krishna conscious philosophy is flawless. There's nothing, it gives answer to everything in life. And we are not sectarian. If you show us something better, show me something better. I'll take it. But there isn't anything better. It works. And philosophically, especially the man, the guys, they need to be philosophically convinced. Especially the Westerners, you see, it's difficult to preach to them unless you convince them philosophically on an intelligent level. Then they accept it. But when they accept it, then they're hooked, they're good for life. So it says anyone accepting initiation outside these four sampradayas is cheating himself and others. Any self-proclaimed guru outside these four sampradayas is also not bona fide and is also cheating himself and others. Lord Brahma choose Madhava Acharya to represent her disciplic succession. Her? In the same way, Lakshmi Devi chose Ramanujacharya, Lord Shiva chose Vishnu Swami, and the four Kumaras chose Nimbarka. For example, and then they deliver, why does, if there are four, we have...
Okay. Let him know.
We have the same goal.
No, there is. There's that.
You know, if you have the same goal, you want to attain Krishna, why are there different sampradayas? Okay. And that is because it's all based on relationship, and therefore everybody has different relationship with Krishna. Like I said, the Sri Sampradaya, they want to look at the absolute truth as the Almighty Lord. The Brahma Gaudiya Sampradaya, especially the Gaudiya Sampradaya, you want to see Krishna in his intimate form as a cowherd boy with his cowherd friends and cowherd girls, the maidens in Braja, and a very intimate setting, you know, in the forest and Vrindavan, and it's a big familial circle. Krishna's, all the elders treat Krishna as their son. All the boys treat Krishna as their friend. All the girls treat Krishna as their boyfriend, etc. So therefore, there's different rasas, different relationships are available, and according to one's liking, you can have any relationship with the absolute truth. It's your choice. Actually, you already have that, but it's all, when you become purified, it will crystallize and appear like the thing you want the most. This is the one you want. You know? You don't just choose one, okay, because this sounds good or something, but actually when the material coverings are becoming purified, and it will come to the surface, and you will understand your relationship. The famous story of Murari Gupta. You know Murari Gupta in Gaura Lila? But his other identity, his true identity is Hanuman, okay, in Ram Lila. But he came to Gaur Lila as Murari Gupta. And Lord Chaitanya, knowing his true identity as Hanuman, he was teasing him and he was pranking him. He played a prank. And it told him that you have to accept Radha and Krishna as your Lord and Master. And Murari Gupta, of course, he sees Lord Chaitanya appear to him as Ram, you could understand. And he wanted to follow the instruction of his Lord and try to chant, you know, the Radha Krishna mantra. But he was not, his mind was going back to Sita and Ram. Because it's Hanuman, he cannot change it. You know, in this way, Mahaprabhu tricked him. You know, it was a prank. And so all night, you know, he tried and tried and tried, but he couldn't do it. And he felt very much, you know, troubled by it. That he wanted to, you know, please Lord Chaitanya, but at the same time, he was not able to, you know, take his mind away from his beloved Lord, Ramachandra. So Mahaprabhu, when he saw him in the morning, he was just laughing and laughing and laughing because he knew this is going to happen. So if your rasa, you know, is it for the Lord Ramachandra, that is the best thing for you. If it is with Radha and Krishna, that's the best thing for you. And even within Radha and Krishna Lila, if you're a cowherd boy, that is the best thing for you. Even though the acharyas explain in our books that the love, the intensity and the purity of the love of the gopis is the highest. And amongst the gopis, Srimati Radharani's love is the highest, the most intense. And, you know, so out of a materialistic ego, you would think, oh, I want to be a gopi because that's the highest. You know, that's a false, it's a wrong thing to do. you will become who you are in the spiritual world, And let's say you are a Kahar boy, not a gopi. The Kahar boys, they don't think that, oh, this is a good thing, but the gopis are even better than us. They're thinking, no, I am the most fortunate person in the world. I have Krishna as my friend. Who cares about these girls? This is forget about this. Is the boys, we're playing. And that's the best thing. And the girls thinking the same thing, and the elderly gopas and gopis, they treat Krishna as their son in the verse, and they think we're the most fortunate person in the world that we have Krishna in the house of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba, and our life is successful. This is the best thing in the world, and you don't want to change it for anything. They're not thinking, oh, we're in the lower ladder of the hierarchy of devotion. No, they think everybody, I'm the most fortunate. And I wouldn't change it for anything. Let's see, it's like that. So therefore, the sampradayas are there, different rasas are there. And externally, let's say there's hierarchy, but it's not disturbing anybody's mood. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot about Diksha here. I don't want to get into that. But it starts about the Maha Mantra. Please associate, this is Prema Vivarta, very famous book by Jagadananda Pandit, who was who came as he's who's in Krishna Lila. It's Rukmini and Satyabhama. She's Satyabhama. Okay. And you have to know Rukmini is an expansion of Vishaka. Satyabhama is the expansion of Radharani. And Radharani's mood is Madhyam. They're left wing gopis, there's right wing gopis. Right wing gopis are they're very how do you say, feisty. They don't play easy to get. Okay? And Krishna loves that. It's just for the sake of increasing Krishna's attachment for them and Krishna's pleasure. But the left wing gopis are always submissive. Okay? And Radharani is Madhyam, is feisty and also submissive. And Satyabhama, so he's fiery. And Jagadananda Pandit in Gaura-lila is expansion of Satyabhama. So he advises, please associate continuously with pure devotees of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu and always loudly chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra along with the holy names of Lord Gauranga while dancing in ecstasy of love of God. That's all. The Panchatattva Maha Mantra should be chanted before each round of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. By the mercy of the most merciful Panchatattva, the chanter will quickly achieve the platform of offenseless chanting. So the Panchatattva Maha Mantra we all know, right? So, and why do we chant it? Because not just because we're followers of Lord Chaitanya, but Srila Prabhupada explained that Gaura and Nitai, they're in Audharya Bhav. Their mood is, Audharya means very charitable, magnanimous, okay? And they give, they opened the storehouse of love of Godhead and they distribute the contents freely, Can you imagine the US Treasury opens the department opens the treasury starts distributing everything, all the gold that hoarded up here, all the different countries, gold that they don't want to give back, but they don't record it. I don't want to get some political blacklist or something. But Lord Chaitanya distributing the store, open the storehouse of love, and distributing all the contents freely. And therefore, when we chant in front of God and Nitai, they're giving us the benediction that our chanting becomes offenseless. If you chant in front of them and we chant the Panchatattva Maha Mantra. Therefore, when we do this, our chanting becomes a little, you get a little spiritual power. Like we said yesterday about this Brahman who traveled all the way from South India to see Prabhupada. And he told him, Prabhupada, Swamiji, you're sick because your Murti is on the altar in Vrindavan. And, you know, when Acharya is living, he's not supposed to install the Murti of his own self on the altar while he's still living in his body. It's Acharya Swarup. Because when you do that, you get all the karma of the disciples and everybody. You get they're praying to you and paying obeisances to you, but you get it in your material body. Okay, and that is why you're sick. So this is a mistake, and I wanted to tell you this. And Prabhupada says, yes, I know this. I know this, and for this purpose, I installed my deity form, Krishna Balaram Mandir, next to Gaur and Nitai, even though I'm present in this material body. I wanted that they deposit their sinful reactions and they get some spiritual strength so they can chant the Maha Mantra. So this is the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. And this is the mood of their follower, their representative. And Srila Prabhupada was a Nityananda Shakya Avadesh avatar. He was empowered with the Shakti of Nityananda Prabhu. And that's why he was so powerful. That's why he could make so many devotees. That's why the Maha Mantra coming from Srila Prabhupada spread all over the world and made so many devotees take up this process with a lot of success. And that's why we are here today. So we can talk about a little bit Srila Prabhupada, the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, the mercy of Prabhupada, and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay, now you can call your daughter. Maybe she can sing a little bit.
Yeah, she will.
She's ready.
She's ready.
Any question or comment?
Any question or comments? Anybody?
So in India, Rahul Gandhi open as well. So like Prem Ka Mandir, right? So why do you think he will be like Rahul Gandhi? Rahul Gandhi.
Oh yeah.
He
He's
said
a politician, yeah?
yeah, he said Prem Ki Dukan, like
Shop for the love.
yeah, shop for the love.
Shop?
Shop for the love. Like he just trying to
Political
sell the
things.
love.
He opened to distribute.
He opened the store of the love of God, huh?
Yeah, like the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you know. But you see, this time, little bit bad, you know. So I think it's worth.
You know what? People
Yeah,
buy it.
yeah.
They always foolish people buy all the lies.
Yeah.
Cheaters and the cheated people do
And
want to
he
realize.
cheated everybody. He cheated everybody, like he said, oh, I'll give to this free, you know. And like lot of things, you know, you will get the 1 lakh every year and lot of things.
Yeah. Take the karta and start. Come
Well,
on.
I say if
Which
people
one you
fall
want? Small
for
or
it,
big one?
they
Small
deserve
karta or big karta?
it. They shouldn't complain.
Okay, now.
Any question from the Zoom class or
Yes.
comment?
I love the statement that he made that health is overrated, health is a myth. I was thinking the fact that we are in this material world in itself is an unhealthy event.
Yeah, you see, the mature body was designed for suffering. It's a fact. And We have to
Yes.
do so many things to keep it, intact and functioning somehow.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada also said that
And
this
when you
place
have
is
somebody, who's like an athlete, a soccer player, a football player, or whatever it is, basketball player in America, then they celebrate that person. Wow, this is so amazing.
It's okay, it's okay, don't let him, don't make him.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada said this place is no place for a gentleman, and also the fact that we are here is an embarrassment to the soul.
Yes. This place is it's not a place for gentlemen. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He said this material world, we shouldn't be attached to it. We should leave it like after passing stool in the toilet, You leave that place. You don't want to hang around.
Right. Right. Do the
It's
best
not-
of the bad bargain. Yeah. Thank you. Very nice class. Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Who am I talking to?
Gita Mala.
Oh. All right. Are you ready for Kirtan? Ready? Yeah. Let's start.
So Mataji, if you want, you can end up or whatever. If anyone want to hang up, then fine.
Oh, you're saying Kirtan will go on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep it open then.
Okay.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.